It's J. Marie. J. Marie. J. Marie. It's J. Marie. Relational Rants. J. Marie. Relational Rants. J. Marie. Relational Rants. J. Marie. It's J. Marie. Relational Rants. J. Marie. Relational. J. Marie. Relational. J. Marie. It's J. Marie. Relational Rants.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. I am J. Marie, and this is Relational Rants. I'm actually J. Marie unmuted. tricky. Yes, J. Marie unmuted. Welcome to Relational Rants. And no, we about to just get straight to it because it is late. And this is an impromptu. Not really, but somewhat. We had planned on possibly recording, and then at some point I was like, you know what, I am definitely gonna go ahead and record. Here we are. And what I want to talk about today, this is just bothering my brow a little bit. What I want to talk about today is last week I stumbled upon this clip. It was a clip of Cameron and Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb is a comedian from Chicago, actually. And it was just a clip, but they were discussing that I feel like a topic I wish that we could low-key retire a little bit, honestly. I ain't gonna lie. But they were basically talking about their need for multiple women. And I mean, I guess it was a unique take on it. And I'm going to get into it because it wasn't that unique, but it was because it's something I'm like picking up lately. But they were just discussing this, and they were discussing, I don't know, roundabout. Corey Holcomb was saying something about not introducing his main woman to the 5 and 6s, and Cameron was basically like, yeah, I have filet mignon, but I don't necessarily want filet mignon all night. I mean, every night. I want a turkey sandwich. And I was just like, okay. I made a video. I mean, I guess it was in response to it, but it wasn't structured like a regular, I guess, response video. And I'm going to try to, if I can, insert some clips. But basically, he was just saying, like, my video was saying that I was just over it. Like, we get it already. Go out and do the stuff that y'all talk about. Like, just go have sex with multiple women. And I feel like Corey Holcomb and Cameron both have a level of success. Y'all are celebrities. So I don't think it's really lost on most people that y'all can obtain multiple women. And that's what y'all tend to do. And then, Cameron made a comment too around if his woman, the filet mignon, is into women, that's even better. It's even better. And I was just like, okay, God. I'm not saying that it's necessarily their fault or something, but I think this is just a topic that I'm just overhearing about. I get it. I think every social media outlet or whatever, they will pump that out. You're gonna, drop the clip that's gonna get the most views, that's gonna get people to engage. And it's so funny because when I used to work in foster care. Okay. I started my career out in foster care and for a number of years. When you're working with people in foster care, when you're working with children in foster care, a common saying is that any attention is good attention. So whether it's positive, negative, they don't care sometimes when you're a child and you've been neglected and you haven't had the attention that you need. Any attention is good attention. That's how I've recognized that a lot of the social media, a lot of the podcast platforms, that's kind of their formula. Like if we can just get engagement, whether it's positive engagement or negative engagement, it doesn't matter as long as it's engagement. And I just don't find this topic engaging anymore. It's nothing new about it. It's not that exciting. It's not, ooh, wow. It's really dry. It's really dry. I want to be clear that I'm not coming from the perspective of some type of higher moral ground. I like sex. I love sex actually. It's great. It's not about that. It's not even in the thing of like I'm here to promote monogamy or whatever. Live your life, okay? I'm just saying the topic itself is dead. Y'all done beat it to death already. I'm just tired. If it's a part of y'all biological makeup, okay, cool. Fine. We covered that ground. We covered how much y'all need sex. We covered, again, your testosterone. What else is there? What else is left on the conversation about men's need for multiple women? That's not every man's need per se. And I also find it interesting that there is this devaluation, because that was the other video I made. One was, can we talk about something else? The second one was talking about the devaluation, how it's giving obsessed. It's giving dependency. What I said was the obsession does not equate to the devaluation. Now, that may have went over certain people's head. I don't know. But what I mean by that was you obsess over something that you literally devalue. When I say you devalue it, you can devalue it in many, many ways. One is the supply and demand. If it's a bunch of supply and you need a bunch of supply of it, if it's accessible, it's a lot, you need a lot of it, you got a lot of it, it's then becomes of lower value. I'm just saying. Okay. So we got that. Now, y'all would like to say that women lower themselves, however you want to see it, but y'all devalue the thing you're dependent upon. Whether that's a topic of discussion, if that's a need to just get your rocks off, it sounds like you have a level of need for it. But again, you devalue it. The devaluation can come from referring to it as pieces of meat, turkey sandwiches, filet mignon. And this is the thing, because my gripe isn't that y'all are talking about sex. The gripe actually is y'all not actually talking about sex. Y'all just are talking about your need for it constantly. The obsession of talking about your need for sex, for multiple women, for vagina is really just what it is, for vagina. I just wonder, how does that reflect against you as an individual if you're devaluing the thing that you are obsessed with? I was just pointing out the irony of that. I really thought it was amusing a little bit. You guys are men of value, at least have a level of success. We could debate value, but still, y'all are men of value. Y'all have had some level of success. That means you got some level of discipline about you. That means you have some level of ambition. You have some level of delayed gratification. Y'all have money, y'all have wealth. So you have exposure, you have access, you have experiences that, again, many of us won't ever have. And instead of spending time talking about maybe some of that more often, I'm not saying y'all never talk about it, y'all take your platform to endlessly talk about pussy. And then y'all invite other men on the podcast to sit around and talk about vagina. I mean, nothing really informative about it. I'm overgeneralizing, but I'm just saying. There's nothing specific. There's no new information. You're not talking about much of anything, but that you feel entitled to multiple women for the sake of your insatiable need for vagina. The devaluation is something Corey Holcomb built his comedy platform off of. I used to really like Corey Holcomb. I thought he was funny, and the funny that I thought he was from shock value. Because he would talk about things like trifling dynamics between men and women, just toxic shit. I ain't gonna lie, it was just toxic, and it was kind of like fucking funny because it was just an angle that right nobody was really pursuing. That was like 2014. It's 2026. That shit just it's just not funny anymore. One year I went to go see him. What was that? 2020. I saw him in 2014, maybe roughly. And I saw him again. I want to say 2021. 2022, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I saw him back to back. Maybe. I don't quite remember, but I feel like that's about right. I think I saw him September 2021 and maybe September 2022, possibly. Or if it wasn't that, it was I saw him 2014, I saw him 2022. And I will tell you, it was virtually the same set. The same themes of degradation, degradation of women. Women. That's your angle, that you degrade women and you talk how much you rely and you're dependent on them for their vaginas. It's kind of like mind boggling to me to just degrade something that you highly covet, that you seek so much, that every opportunity you have to talk about it, you do. If that's if you feel like you need to degrade the thing, objectify, degrade, devalue the thing that you seek, the thing that you're dependent on, what again? What I mean, what's the reflection of? It's a reflection of you. Then I just thought it was interesting too that Cameron and Corey Holcomb had said these two things. One was like the main woman don't need to know about the 5 or 6s. That was what Corey Holcomb said. Cameron again said the filet mignon don't need to know about the turkey sandwiches. Just listen to the conversation here. This is the conversation. And then what I hear is like, y'all have women on your side. Y'all have the women that are level 10 or whatever, the main chick, whatever. You have the filet mignon over here, right? Which I guess at some type of capacity, you feel like it's on your level. That's the one that you want to be next to. That's the one you want to stand next to. That's the one you prioritize. That's the one you put on the pedestal. That's the one who rank is higher than all the other ones. And you call yourself protecting her by not introducing her to the turkey sandwiches or the 5 and 6s. That's how you value her. Not by not maybe discussing it. Because you're saying like, oh, you don't need to know about this, you don't need to know about that. But when I go on social media, I go on these platforms, I'm talking about it. What are you really protecting her from? Because y'all also pride yourself on saying, oh, you know it. You I'm in the door. I'm coming through the door letting you know that I need multiple bitches. Like that's something that we're supposed to be like, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate your consideration. it's just a dead ass subject. I mean, we get it already. But I find interesting that there's a twist to it now. There's this little twist, and I've been picking it up a little bit because I've seen this clip of who Joe Budden, and Joe Budden was talking about K Michelle marriage. Now I haven't watched Real Housewives, and I'll check Joe Budden podcasts out sometimes here and there. I don't know, you know what I mean. I don't know all the details, but they were talking about her arrangement, K Michelle arrangement with her husband, and the arrangement, I guess, is he's free to have sex with whoever he wants to have sex with, whatever woman, with the caveat that that's it. That's all you're doing. I don't want to catch you, dating. I don't want to catch you buying gifts, financing, or anything. That's off limits. Now, men, y'all, for a long time, and again, I'm overgeneralizing, but for a long time, y'all pushed the narrative that that's all it was. When y'all go out and y'all cheat or y'all can maintain multiple women, it's not about emotional attachment. It's not about that you got feelings for her. It's just sex. That has been a reason to say, girl, I know I stepped out of the relationship, but it's not a big deal because I don't have any emotions here. I'm not doing anything. It's just sex. But then Joe Budden, he had to, he resisted that. His thing was, and again, I don't know, I have to find the clip, but his thing was roughly saying, like, well, if I wanted to buy, I forgot what he referenced the girl as because it was something of devalue, of lower value. Well, if I wanted to go buy, jump off, whatever, some groceries, why can't I buy her some groceries? Why can't I do this for her? It's nothing. It's nothing. Oh. So now all of a sudden it's not about just sex. So you got an example of a woman that's like, okay, well, if y'all say it's just sex, then this is how I'm gonna set up my arrangement. That means everything else is out of the picture, out of the question. And Joe Budden is here, and what I would say too is Cameron and Corey Holcomb. It sounds like they want to do things for the other women. What's that about? And see, another argument is also going to be around, well, just because you want to do something for somebody, that don't mean an emotional investment. But that's the thing, it does. Now, it may not mean you in love with somebody. It may not mean that you want more than just play around and spend some money, but it's definitely emotionally coded now. Okay, because you got to know what emotions really are to understand why that's emotionally coded. Because you're getting something out of it. And the fact that you're fighting for it, right? The fact that you're advocating for it is emotionally based. Okay. Because we have some emotions that are what we call approach emotions. And we have other emotions that are avoidant emotions. So when you move towards things, those are your emotions at play. Pleasure is one of those approach emotions. Pleasure. Now, you may get pleasure from sex, and you may get pleasure from financially providing. You may get pleasure from, I don't know, superiority. All right. You may get pleasure from being able to influence. You may get pleasure from helping somebody problem solve, helping somebody out. These are all emotional based things. Pleasure is emotion. When we like something, when we enjoy something, we move towards it. Got my drift? Yeah. We don't like something, we move away from it. Just like Joe Budden wanted to move away from the whole just sex. He didn't like that. Because he's getting more out of whatever it is that he likes to do, trick off on women or whatever. I could see why that would be enjoyable. Because I mean, we all like to give people gifts. Most of us do. We do get pleasure from doing things for people. That's why we do that. We approach. we give. It makes us feel good. We get excited about it. And you know what else? When things that make us feel good, things that make us happy, excited, those are emotions. So when y'all say, oh, it ain't got nothing to do with emotions, now maybe y'all meaning to continue something forward. Maybe you're talking about short-lived. Okay. But sex in itself is an emotional experience any way that you slice it. Wasn't really planning on going there, but it happened. It happened. But the pattern that I'm actually really talking about is really it's tricky in this new promotion of the need for lower value women. I'm only saying lower value is because that's the perspective that's communicated. When you reference women as 5 and 6s and the mains, which I think 9 or 10s, right? When you reference filet mignon against turkey sandwiches, there's a value system that's at play here. Some women are here, according to y'all, and some women are down here. And what y'all been doing lately is promoting the need for women that, again, y'all lower the value of. I just can't help but think it's because of some weird pushback against high value women. And you know what? I'll be honest. I kind of just hate those terms too. I hate them. I'm just they're annoying because they no longer mean what they used to mean. And it's just this constant pushback against that. It's a constant critique around high value women. Well, it was a video not too long ago. Rick Ross talking about he don't want no high value woman. He don't want no successful woman. That's what he says. Cause she ain't gonna want to do the things that he gonna want her to do. It. Okay, well, don't get you one. But the way he was conveying it was like, I'm gonna look for a high value woman, and then I want her to operate in this capacity. She gonna have to abandon whatever life she's built for herself or whatnot to satisfy whatever needs he needs at any given time. Because I might need something at any given time. Why are you dependent on another person to give you what you need at any given time? You're a man, right? You can take care of yourself, right? You're independent, right? What are we talking about? You want somebody to cater to your needs. And this is the thing. I ain't knocking catering. I'm actually I am a high value woman, I think. Okay. I probably fall in that bucket. But you know what? I don't mind catering. I mean, I use that term loosely. But I do I cater in general though. I cater to my friends. I cater to my family. I cater to the people that I care about. Ask anybody that come to my house. Our friend, she be like, "Would you sit your ass down somewhere? You thirsty? I'm going to get you water." That's just how I don't know. It's hospitality to me, but I do cater to people. You can come to my house. I just had an event over the weekend. You come to my house. I want you to have a good time. I want you to enjoy yourself. I'm going to cater. I'm gonna cater to you. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personality. But I'm still highly self-sufficient. I'm still independent. And it's not something that I'm tooting my horn about. But when you make it seem like those qualities can't exist at the same time, that's just not true. I just find it interesting that these high value men are now making the case for their need for lower value women in addition to the woman that they put on the pedestal. I don't know. I just ain't never really heard people promote less than for themselves. I really want less. You're not saying I want a variety of steaks. Right? You're not saying I want a porterhouse. I want a T-bone. I want a rib eye. No, you're like, I want turkey sandwich. Anyway, can we find something else to talk about? I'm sure y'all got plenty of interesting things. The crazy part about it, I like Cameron. He tickles me often. He tickles me. I think some of these men are very wise. It's not that I'm not anti-man. That's what people want to label me as or whatever. Or some of the comments I get, you making an assumption that I'm anti-man or I'm a man hater, and I'm really not. I love men. I love y'all. And the reason why is because I have really good men in my life. I've been exposed to a lot of really, really good men. I had posted a video on Father's Day about being estranged from my dad. Well, at the end of the day, I was raised in the household with my father all of my life. Matter of fact, my father, again, my primary parents. A lot of the things that I actually didn't get from my mom, I got from my father. My uncle right now is my grandmother's caregiver. I have nothing really damn near all. Low key on both sides of my family, I really have nothing but male cousins. I have 2 brothers. I'm the only girl. And guess what? I got 3 nephews. I got a bunch of male uncles too. I mean, male uncles. I know a lot of men. And they're good dudes. They're stand-up guys. All my cousins married, wives, fathers. That's what I've been exposed to. So I'm not a man hater. And you know what? I would say I used to be in that camp when I was younger. Oh man, ain't shit. And then it was just okay, that's stupid. Because when you start to say stuff like that, what you end up doing is trying to confirm or look for the evidence of what you actually believe. So you're gonna just keep finding the shit that you say that it is. If you keep saying that you want lower value women, I'm not saying that. But if you keep saying that you want lower value women, you're just gonna keep lowering and lowering your standards. If I see the value in you, because that's the other gripe that I feel a lot of men have is that they don't feel valued in society, or they only feel valued around one thing. But if I feel like you're of more value than that, why am I getting attacked online for that? Because when I posted my video and I was like, oh, y'all have value, y'all got all these experiences, like y'all got all this stuff, but why y'all just talking about pussy? I got attacked by men. I got devalued by men. Insulted by men. Not any real engagement, not anything to say, oh yeah, you know what? This is what we enjoy about this. This is blah, 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 blah. Or no additional insight, no information, no real substance. Just insults. Or, rolling your eyes. Why? When I said you send me a whole bunch of eye rolling emojis. Okay, say more. Say something. Say something. Because that ain't anything. What you rolling your eyes about? What is bothering you about the statement I'm making? Or maybe you can give me, because it was another guy. He was like, we've been having these conversations since the barbershop in locker room. I said, oh, that's interesting. I remember going to the barbershop with my dad when I was younger. And I'm like, I'm sure they weren't talking about, obviously I was a kid, so I'm sure they weren't talking about those things. They changed the subject. So I know y'all got it in you. That's what I said. I know y'all got it in you to talk about something else. I've been around plenty of men that do talk about sex a lot. I get it. I talk about sex too with my girlfriends. It's not I'm anti. It's not don't ever discuss it. It's just the rhetoric that is constantly shoved down our throats day in and day out. That guy told me, well, you watching it. How can I not? Every time I log on to Instagram, it's some damn clip about I need multiple women. He told me to cut my Wi-Fi off. I was like, I can't avoid it if I wanted to. He was like, cut your Wi-Fi off. And I said, am I supposed to get rid of my cell phone service too? Because I'm like, what? How? How am I just supposed to like get rid of it? But I just found that really interesting that I got attacked. And then I got called a refrigerator. Because now I'm confused on why you feel the need to insult me. And I said, I responded and I was like, what made you insult me? I'm curious. I'm really curious to know that. What prompted you? What is it that I triggered by saying, "Oh well, that's enough." I think do your thing, but why we gotta keep talking about it? Why we gotta keep being shoved down our throat? I mean, particularly around with men who, duh, with men who it's really a duh. Why is it still a topic of conversation? I'm not a man, so I'm not gonna pretend to be one. I ain't gonna pretend to be one, but I'm just saying I do live on this earth and I do interact with men. From my understanding around what seems to be the I don't know the definition how men tends to view masculinity. I just feel like two grown ass men on podcast talking about how much they need multiple women. I'm trying to, I don't know how that aligns with some of the things that y'all say is masculine. They got because I thought I was just getting it, right? I thought that was the thing. Just getting it. I thought it was the game supposed to be told, not so. I mean, sold, not told. The game is supposed to be sold, not told. I thought y'all don't participate in gossip. And then, come on, let's be serious. Because everything is homophobic. Y'all love a homophobic thing. No homo all the time. But two men talking about coming on the podcast and be like, let me tell you how much I need sex. Let me tell you how much I need sex. And again, I'm not saying this, okay? I'm not that one. I don't care. I want to hear it. Tell me about your escapades, but tell me about them. Describe them to me. Be more descriptive. Where were y'all at? What were you doing? Did you have a special move, a special trick? Talk about that. You know what I mean? Why we gotta just hear about the need for it? Talk about it, or go do it. Why do I need to hear the need? Two men on the podcast talking about their need for sex, their insatiable need for sex. Then other men that are mad at me because I'm like, hey, can you talk about something else? And y'all mad about that. It's okay that y'all like to hear that content, that y'all like to hear about men talking about their sex life. And I'm bringing this up because it was another clip. I'm the clip girl. It was another clip. I don't know who the guy was. I think he was a streamer. He was on Cam Newton podcast. And no, he was on Shannon Sharp. He's a streamer. He on Shannon Sharp. And he was basically talking about allowing his woman to have sex with another man. And it's funny because the stuff that came out about Diddy recently, and whatever, he his package is not packaging the whole fiasco about him liking to watch his women engage in sex with other men. Y'all find that to be gay. Y'all literally say that it's gay. Shannon Sharp, you bring this guy on your podcast. I can only imagine one of the bigger reasons why, because you asked about the story, was that story. And then you on there talking about, I would never do that. I can't believe you did. What man you do? You acting like you anti-hearing about it, and you brought him on the podcast for that reason. Likely. I can't say a guarantee, but likely. And then you want to act like, no homo. Like, pick a lane. Either you enjoy it listening to other men, because, I mean, that's what porn is. That's what porn is. That's what a verbal story, somebody telling a story about another man telling a story about sex. It's the same shit. It's all. What's the difference? Because you're not there. Because you're not directly in the room. And most of y'all do bust down women in the room with your homies. You know what I'm saying? Pick a lane. Like either you enjoy listening to men talk about fucking, okay, or it's no homo. I'm just saying, and I'm just here to point out the observations that I'm making. I'm not making any judgments. I'm making observations. It's no different than if there are two women on podcast I used to watch a lot, they talk about nothing but sex. And then they're whores though, right? It's the same shit to me. It's the same shit. Right? Because I mean, I guess the thing about sex is it's pretty humanistic. It's a really common human behavior. We assign all these different type of meanings to it. It is something to enjoy. It is something to have fun with. It is something to explore and experiment with. And I ain't knocking it. But what I am knocking, okay, is the constant need to push this narrative. It's a talking point. And I'm just tired of the devaluation of my gender, the devaluation of it when it's something that you obviously are obsessed with. So treat it like you fucking obsessed with it. The shit that I be obsessed with it, I take care of it. I value it. All right, because I'm obsessed. That's all I'm saying. And then, sprinkle in some other stuff. That a little bit more sprinkle. Okay, like a lot more sprinkle, please. But I like the talking point of I need multiple women to exist is come on, because that's not the same as a poly. That's not what we're talking about. It's no need to insult me, call me refrigerators. You want to insult my appearance, and the reality is, there's plenty of men that want to put their meat into my refrigerator. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's what I had to say. This is Relational Rants. I'm J. Marie Unmuted. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm getting a lot of traction. Okay, not just this stuff, because this really not my lane per se. It's not my lane, because this is Relational Rants, all things relational. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna talk about the gender war bullshit. Yes, okay, but we're gonna talk about other shit too, like parentification. Like, what are emotions? Approach emotions, avoidant emotions. Okay, because I'm always gonna drop the little knowledge in here. Okay, little therapeutic, little clinical terms, help y'all out a little bit. This is probably a little controversial. I'm probably gonna get some, I don't know, more insults. But it was so funny because I was like, yo, I'm waiting on somebody to call me a fat bitch. And I mean, refrigerator was pretty close to it. And what's crazy is being a person in a bigger body, like, yo, come on, man. Let's do something else. And then the guy that was like, oh, I stopped listening to you at the nose ring. Okay, you stopped listening enough to comment. What are you trying to infer about my nose ring? Because typically y'all try to infer that what? I'm a free spirit. I'm a whore. I'm a freak. The things y'all like, it's crazy to me. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I just want people to make sense. That's all that I'm here for. To get you guys to look at what you're, just observe yourself a little bit more. We all walk in contradictions. We're all complicated. And I don't expect anything less. We're human. Well, let's just act like we're human, and let's treat each other like they're humans and not objects, not pieces of meat. Okay? And let's go have sex. Anyway, follow me on TikTok, J Marie Unmuted. I'm on Instagram at the same thing, J Marie Unmuted. Follow my podcast on YouTube, Relational Rants. I'm on Spotify. I'm pretty much anywhere, I believe, where you get your podcast. Thank you for being here for my rant. I see you, I hear you. I'm here with you. Thank you for being here with me. And until next time, I'm out.
J. Marie Relational Rants.